On today's episode of What the Hell Did I Just Do? I'm going to go ahead and try to use this liquid Moly engine flush, clean out my Ducati. I bought it with 7,500 miles on it, in pretty decent condition. But I have no idea what the state of the oil is, and after 7,500 miles, I'd say it's a 2013, so it wasn't ridden that much, but I know it was prepared for the track, so it was ridden pretty hard. Still very good shape. I need to take off a couple of things. And I believe that is the input for the oil. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in there. Instructions, I think, you said let it run for about 10 minutes, and then that should get it going. So we'll try that first. I'm going to pull off the fairings just to keep it cool. And then we'll go from there. See if that oil and this actually causes it to be a little bit smoother. So I had a little bit of a stuck issue. I was trying to use a whole bunch of different Allen wrenches and different parts, and then I remembered I had these guys. So what I ended up doing was using a extender on top of this with, I don't know what the size is. Let's see what that size is. It looks like a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so it's a 5, but I'm not trying, I can't see it really, it's shadow. Anyways, got it from Harbor Freight, it's a 5. But it's probably 5mm, but whatever. Anyways, was able to get it out very easily after using this, but I did have to use an extender because it was knocking into this little thing right here. So I got this little throwaway thing that comes with one of these guys, and just poured it straight into this. I didn't use any of the funnel because it was easy enough to bend to get where I needed to do. Put the can in there, and now I need to just let it run essentially for, I guess 10 minutes, and just watch the temperature on there, and then we'll go from there. Yay. I ran it for 10 minutes like the instructions. It should be very good. It is at 199. It's pretty freaking hot. So I'm gonna actually blow it off with my my blower, and then just see if I can get a little bit of heat down. Ooh. What do we got here? A little tiny spot of something here. I'm not sure where that's from, but figured that one out. Uh-oh. Damn near had a panic attack when I took this thing off the crush ring, and then I looked at this compared to the size, and I was like, no. And then I realized different washers for the Volvo that I sold. So these are kind of useless, but either way, I got the right part. Yay! Clean up the part, very easy. Got the magnetic tip, super easy to clean. Looks like it has definitely seen some services. Probably one day I'll just swap this thing out, but it's not a big deal, it works. So put the new crush ring on there, clean this guy up, and then we can actually put this guy in there. So this one is going to be the ceramic coating for the inside of the engine. I figured since these guys run so hard, this would be a good thing to preserve the engine life. Probably only going to use about half of this, just because you can use these on big V8s and all sorts of different types of things. So I don't think I can do 2 treatments, so you can do this every few oil changes and stuff like that. But I think 1/2 bottle of this would be totally fine. But this does take 4.5, so which is about the same size standards for, I guess, regular cars like my Lexus right here. I mean, that takes 4.5 as well, so maybe I should put the whole thing in there, but I will figure it out. That's the next step. All right, so I figured I'd just go ahead and show you what I had to do to get this thing out. I had to use this kind of like O-ring puller or, seal puller and stuff like that to get this off, so I had that model that you have to do that. Made a little mark right here, which is whatever, I just wish I didn't do that, but it is what it is. It's my bike, I'm gonna do it. But anyways, this I couldn't figure out how to get out of there because there's no way to grab it, so actually I ended up using just this kind of a tool right here. Just poked it because it's just a rubber grommet that goes right in it, and I just poked it and then pulled it and it came right out. So if you have a little trouble, just get yourself a little puller and stuff like that, and then you can stick it right in the little hole right here, and that's just a rubber grommet, and you can pull on it. Anyways, wanted to show you the difference between, this is the new filter and that is the old filter. So must have done something. I don't know if it's normal for that kind of discoloration. Have no idea how far it went along, but that's the state that it's in. So we just got to put it back together, fill it up with some oil, and put it in the Ceratec, and we should be good. So these things always happen to me one way or another, so I grease these things up with some new oil and everything like that. But if you look at it, there is an orientation. It is thicker at the bottom than at the top. So if you put it in upside down, it won't go in. So be careful of that. There is an orientation to this type of thing. Be careful. Got the oil right here between the minimum and maximum. So we should be good from here. Well, after I did all of the oil change and the Ceratec and the engine flush, I did want to let you know that it did feel great when I was driving. I mean, it was already very powerful and it doesn't have very many miles. It's only got about 7,600 miles on it and stuff like that. I haven't driven a lot because I bought the bike with that many miles and I've only done about I don't know, probably 60, 70 miles on it and stuff like that. But after I did the flush and I did that and I rode it, it was just, it felt a little bit smoother. Like the throttle response just felt smoother. The engine just felt a little bit more guttural. It didn't sound like it was choking a little bit, but it didn't make that much of a difference because it was still in really good shape. But at the same point in time, I did notice that what I could tell you is that when in the lower RPMs, it was kind of like a stiff, and it was like, and then it was like, it was just, it kind of caught on, but it smoothed out the lower bands, probably from 2 to 3. 100 or 2 to 3,000 RPMs. It made it feel a little bit, I don't know, less grunty. It just had a smoother response on that. So anyways, after all that's said and done, I would recommend it. It's not a huge expense and it's very easy to do. You just pour that in there, let it run for 10 minutes, and then do the oil change. And then put the Ceratec in there. I put probably 3/4 of it. I was going to reserve. I just didn't want to fill it up. But I didn't really have to. I could have put the whole thing in there, but I'll just add it on the next oil change just to keep it there. But they say the rating, I think, is something like 20,000 miles or 25,000 miles. For that, this bike will be, it'll be 2030 before I ever get up to that many miles or even still have the bike. Who knows? But just saying, probably do it once and you'll probably be good for a very, very long time unless you put some really, really hot tracks on it. So hope the video helped, and let me know if you have any questions in the comments.